I ripped these from a computer I was asked to fix a few years ago.
I'll upload all the nudes I have if people start looking for any hot sluts.
I'm posting pretty much all the hottest little teens I have. All high quality images.
Who has nudes of this bitch? I hear she throws it around.
I've got heaps of high school girls' nudes. Message me if you want to trade.
In early August, a website was exposed specifically hosting pornographic images of underage high school girls. Thousands of comments have been left on the site, with over 2,000 graphic images of high school students being posted and traded, where victims appear to be unaware that they are being photographed. With over 70 schools targeted by the website, and following Radical Sex and Consent Week at the University of Sydney, we asked whether schools are doing enough to effectively promote healthy attitudes towards sex and relationships and educate students on consent and sexual assault. Having contacted over 30 schools to comment on the website and their personal approaches towards sex education, only one responded. We spoke to Brent Sanders, a former sexual assault crimes officer and sex and consent presenter, to get a better grasp of the issue.
I run a business here in Australia running seminars on sexual crime and criminal profiling. Big market in schools and universities, and I do a lot of corporate lecturing.
Focusing more on your high school programs, because we have seen recently in the news a lot of issues with things like sexting and inappropriate sexual conduct. How would your programs differ for a female high school audience to a male one?
Yeah, it's a good point. There is content in the males course which isn't in the females course, but there's a lot of content which is in both. When I talk to these young men, I highlight to them how having a naked image of a person under 18 on your phone is child pornography. If you send that image to one of your friends, that's the transportation of child pornography.
What questions do you find students normally ask in response to your lectures?
Yeah, more broadly, there's a lot of discussion around what constitutes a sexual offence. I would say probably about 90% of the young women I speak to who've had a sexual offence committed against them by a guy they know will often present by saying, I didn't actually realise that what he did to me was an offence until I attended the seminar. Here at Sydney Uni, every college brings me in as part of orientation, and I have these discussions which we alluded to earlier.
It's interesting because it is one major concern we look at within a university environment. We understand that in colleges, obviously there are the concerns that people are living together, alcohol, relationships, that needs to have special attention paid to it. But then on the other hand, we look at the fact that sexual assault, rape happens commonly to people you know, or to, like, even in sad cases, to random people. But what we find is that there isn't a lot of attention paid to it for students that don't live on campus. And that there isn't enough done about it. So I just wonder, do you think there are improvements to be made to sexual education?
Definitely. I think that if the powers that be, and we could use Sydney University as an example, I've been coming in here for many years, visiting all the colleges, but at no time have I been asked to deliver my talks more broadly. I'd be more than happy to do that, and it's a very valid point that you make.